Hello there, I'm AYB, founder of Spark AI, where we help businesses automate their process and implement AI in their workflows. So today we'll be looking at how to build an AI automation portfolio that converts actually. We're actually going to be building this portfolio using Notion from start to finish. And as you all know that an AI automation portfolio is actually needed for you to get gigs, to actually get the dream job you want, and for you to even attract clients, right? And I've been seeing some portfolios lately, and I am not actually satisfied with them. So I decided to like make this video for freelancers or people that are actually looking for job in the AI automation space. So let's jump into exactly how the portfolio looks like. So this is exactly the portfolio I built, right? This is just tailored for myself. So this is exactly displaying all the things that I can do. So my skills, automation, processing, CRM, AI automation, project management, and then these are like the projects that I've done. Like this includes some of my videos. And then this is my tool stack. I'll show you how to do every of this thing. And then there's even a pricing section where your clients or your employer can actually see okay how much you charge. And this is like for a gig basis. And now they can even contact you via your email and actually contact you on LinkedIn and then YouTube and X. So let me show you how to use this particular portfolio before I actually build it from scratch. So if you have finished building this portfolio, all you need to do is just share this particular stuff with your clients. So I'm just going to share it with one of the email I already have here. So I click on this particular stuff and invite, I'll get an email, and then all I need to do is just go back to that particular um email and check if I have gotten the invitation. So once I get the invitation, I can always just I can always just um view the portfolio, right? So that's exactly how to like now I'm trying to see if I've gotten the portfolio invite already. Okay, still still loading. Let me see if I actually sent it to the right one. Yes, I did. So to get it anytime from now. So actually, I've gotten it. So this is the portfolio invite. All I need to do is just click on this particular go to page. Right, so it just brings me to the page where I have access to the portfolio, right? And as you can see, my portfolio, right? So you can see that. So this is going to be the client side of the portfolio. So they'll just see your name, um, the, everything, every of your skills. They can click inside and say, okay, you are an automation, blah blah blah. You see all of this particular stuff, right? And they can also see your projects, right? So if you come over here, they can play. I'll show you exactly how I embedded videos right inside this particular portfolio. As you can see, they can play a particular video, right? And there's an explanation for this particular project. So this is exactly how the clients will view it. I also want to show you something very quick. So if I click on this particular email, that means let's say the client is really likes your portfolio and he wants to contact you to discuss more, you can just click on that email, and then it just automatically forwards them to their Gmail to send an email to you right away. That's very, very chill, right? And also, if they want to contact you on LinkedIn, they just have to click on this particular button and then just moves them to LinkedIn straight up. As you can see, it's still loading. So just move it to my LinkedIn page right now, right? And let's say they want to contact you on X or YouTube, and just click on YouTube, and it just moves automatically to like YouTube also, right? So this is a very, very intuitive portfolio. And then the last one is X. So you can also click on X, and they'll just the particular portfolio just moves to X automatically. So let's build this particular portfolio from scratch. So let's go back, right? So the first thing that I want to do is that you have to get um a photograph like this, right? An headshot, right, and something like that I use, and you can always design this on Canva, right? Just go to Canva and then get the size for Notion cover photo. So that's that. After I've gotten these two image, so create a new page, right? So let's build it from scratch. So the first thing we want to do is that we want to add a photo like I did, or let's add a cover photo first, right? So now it's just going to give us a random cover photo that we actually got from Unsplash or every of those APIs that give free images. But we are going to change this cover photo into something that we like, something I've created already. So I can just come over to upload file, and then I click on so I already have Notion portfolio banner here. So I click on it. I have this particular banner, right? So I have this banner set up. So the next thing I want to do is to add a photo, right? So this is where I'm going to add my photo. So I click on this particular stuff. I come over here. I click on upload image. I have a photo here. So after I've done that, I can upload the photo, right? So as you can see, it's right in the middle of the entire page. I really want it to be at this extreme. You just come over to these three dots here, right? And then you click on full width. So once you click on full width, like it expands the particular the aspect ratio of this particular page. And another thing is that I want to remove this comment. I really don't want like seeing comments at the top of the page. So I come over here, I click on customize page, and then I turn off page discussion, right? So I really don't want to see something like that. So you can see there's no discussion again. So the first thing I want to do is to, okay, what's the title of my portfolio? My portfolio is my portfolio, right? And then I also like to add an emoji to this particular stuff. I have my emoji library here. I want to add a portmanteau right here. I have it. Okay, this is it here. I come over here and then I just paste my, so I have my partner. So the next thing I want to do is I want to start organizing this portfolio in a way that's like very chill. So I want to now, I like to add a divider. So I could just type on hyphen three times, so it adds a divider to this particular stuff, and then I can now start putting about me and all that. So I'll put this now, add an header one, right? And then that will be like the about me, right? And then this is where I'll just tell some stuff about myself, right? If I come over here, I think I would like to copy the ones I've done before. So I'll just copy this particular one here. Um, okay, so I'll just come over here. Now just paste this about me, right? So this is very true. So the next thing I want to do is that, okay, after I about me, most likely to be what skills do I actually. So I always like to like add a divider actually after every section, right? So I just add the divider now. So next thing I want to do is I want to add my skills, right? So this is where I'll put my skills, and it's going to be an header one also, right? Just come over here and put add my skills. So to be my skills section, right? And then now what I want to do is very unique in the sense that I want to add a particular table, right? So I can add a table, right? More of it looks like a database, but it's not really a database, right? It's just a gallery view, yeah, something like this, right? Because I like the way this gallery view looks like, right? So now in this gallery view, I can now display each cards of my skills in a very beautiful way, right? So one thing I want to do is also to just hide the database title. I don't want anybody to see that. Now I can now start adding some things that I want to add. So the first thing I want to add is my automation skills, right? I like automation, right? And then now one thing I want you to understand is that I actually want to display some pictures, right? Something that is graphical, like something that is actually like pictorial, so that they can actually see, okay, that this is something that is very nice, right? So I want to delete some of these properties. They are not so important. This one is not so important. So there's just one property I want to add, and property is called let's call it just let's call it image, right? And let's say the stuff is an image, which is files and media, right? So you can just call it image, right? Now, and the next property I want to add is like I want to describe my automation skills. So let's just say something more like a description and of my automation skills. Like um, I think I was not able to add that. That's like a text field. Just call this description, right? And now, so description is just telling them more about like what I do, like about the. Now, I want to hide this particular field because I really don't want it to be I don't want it to be seen, right? And it is very, very I don't want this particular image to be seen. So what I can do is just to hide it, right? Now that's like pretty nice. So next I want to do is to add something to this particular um image. If I come over here to my download, right? I already have some um images that I added for AI for automation, right? So we have something around, I think I have automation here. Okay. Trying to look for something here. Process mapping. Okay, I think I have this. So I have that. So I've added automation, right? Now, so I have this automation there, right? And I'm going to show you exactly why I'm doing this, right? Now, it is I'll come over to this particular setting, right? And I'm going to show something like gallery, and then I'll say card preview, and I want to show it based on the image. That's exactly why I did that, right? So that you can see the automation stuff there. So as you can see that you can see the automation like card there. That's exactly why I did it. So for the description of this particular automation, I would like to just get it using ChatGPT. So I'll just say just generate something pretty nice for me around blah 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 blah. So I will just say generate mm, generate a short description on my automation skills with these tools. So I'll just put Zapier make.com. You might actually want to add a table or something. I just want Zapier and make.com to actually be there. So I want to add it to add it to my portfolio, right? So that's like stuff I want to do here. So it will generate something very short for me. Like, so you say I specialize in blah 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 blah. So I'll just come over here now. So that's exactly what I just need. So I come over to my portfolio here, open, and I add description. I can just add it here, right? So the next thing I want to do is I didn't actually remember to say it then. I want to actually add the tools. So I might want to add another property called tools. So I'd like to add something that looks like a wrench, like a spanner or something like a wrench, something like this. Yes, and I will call it tools, and it's going to be a multi-select, and then I can start adding Zapier, and then I'll add make.com. So let's make Zapier orange and make.com kind of purple. So Zapier orange, make.com purple. Yeah. So we are chill. So we are chill. So what we can do is that I can bring these tools up here, and I can bring this image down. I can choose make.com Zapier, right? And then it looks pretty nice like this, right? As you can see, it looks nice. There's one other thing I want to do. I want to do it in such a way that whenever I okay, we are still going to do that for now. Let's just okay, let me see if I can do that right now. So I want to switch the peak mode. Let me edit it for the entire. I want it to be that whenever I open this particular stuff, I want it to open more of like a full page, right? So it looks like this. So once I open it, it opens like a full page, right? And somebody can just read it. And I really don't like the way it's opening like a stuff. But well, let me see if I. It's not so important. So let me see if I can take it back to looking like the other way it's looking at. It's not so important actually. It's just for aesthetic purpose. Just I'm coming. Yep. But it's not so important actually. I can always change that later on. I think it is somewhere around. We can actually always change that later on, but it's okay. So next thing I want to do is to do for my other. Let's say I want to add CRM, or I want to add process mapping as like my second stuff. Process mapping. Let's say that's like the second skill I have, and then now I will have to like add to some of the tools, right? So what are the tools that we use for our process mapping? We use something like Whimsical, we use Miro, and we use sometimes you can use Lucid charts, right? So like the kind of stuff we do. So I can just come over here and add 1, 2, 3, like all the tools we use, and I can come to ChatGPT and say I generate a short description for my process mapping skill with tools like whimsical um whimsical Miro whimsical Miro lucid chat, like, right? So and I want to, so I think it already understand that's context already. So it knows I want to add it to my portfolio. So this is exactly what I want. So come over here, I add process mapping. Wow. So what I want to do is to add also a picture to, so let me add an image, right, to it. So I already have the image set. Let me see if I can process mapping. Yep. So I have process mapping already, right? Now, if I actually view this particular stuff, you're going to see it like process mapping, right? So we're going to also do this for project management. or better still, I think we have CRM first. CRM. So I will add some of the tools that I am also like let me add some tools that I use. I use Pipedrive, Pipedrive, HubSpot, Zoho, and I use Airtable. So I can just add these tools, like as the tools. So I can, okay, generate um, a what I call it, short description for my CRM skills with tools like Pipedrive, HubSpot, Zoho, and let's say Airtable. So it's going to help me generate something nice. I help businesses, blah 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 blah. So just copy this bad boy and paste him here, right? So I'll just add some other stuff, right? So I'll add the image that I want to add. That was like something around CRM, right? So I've added that. We check this bad boy. You see that we have added CRM. So the next one is project management and AI automation. Those are like the next, that's the last two. So let's put this as project management. So the tools we use are, I have to like add them. Use Asana, use ClickUp, we use Notion, and then we use monday.com. So like stuff, so we can just add this 1 2 3 4, right? Description, so I'll just say generate a short description for my project management skill with tools like Sana, ClickUp, monday.com, and Notion. So it just generate something chill for me. So I'll just come over here, copy this bad boy and bring him here, paste him, right? Same thing. Okay, and same thing, I'll just come over here to stuff and add project management here. I'll just add project management. So we are chill. So we've added, last one is going to be AI automation. As you can see that I've done that. So last one is going to be AI automation. Just call this AI automation, right? Pretty nice. I also want to do something very, very chill. I will add some tools that we use, Zapier, make.com, and other stuff. So let's do edit property. I'll just add some of the tools that I need. So Gemini will be there. We use ChatGPT. Let's call it OpenAI, and then we can just put ChatGPT. right? And then you can add Claude, right? I think you can add Perplexity. I think that's true. Beside that, you can just one, two, three, four. Then you can now come back to one, then two. So we have added all this stuff. So I can just come over here and say generate a short description for my AI mission skills with tools like make.com, Zapier, Gemini, Chat GPT, um, Perplexity, Claude. So it just understands what I want to do. So I'll just copy this bad boy, come here, and paste this bad boy here. So I've done this. So the next thing I want to do is just to add my AI automation um picture banner. So it's somewhere around here. Yeah, I think this is it. No, I think this is it here. So we have it done. So we have successfully finished the skills section, right? As you can see, we're done with the skills section. It's actually chill, right? If you really want to see all of this stuff, you can just click on this and it's just retract like that. So another thing I want to do is that, like I said, I always like to like add a demarcation. So I'll just do that right now. As you can see that tiny line right there. So just making things look organized. Things are already getting very chill, right? So next thing I want to do is to add my project, like all the project I've done. I'll just do another header, not like still header one. So I'll call this bad boy my project, or let's say project, right? I think I want to change this one to my skills, right? Of course, I can't call this my project because they're like project I did for my clients. So it's like project. So the same thing we're going to do is that we're going to actually still use the same stuff we did. And I think we're going to do that gallery view again, because gallery view actually is like very, very intuitive for like they can see exactly what is happening right there. So I can just come over here and click the gallery view, right? Same thing that we did, we are going to hide this bad boy here. So, and one thing I want to do is to like add some things. So in this particular stuff, I will like just name some project I've done. So I did a particular project called lead assessor with make.com and Airtable. Like I said, I will delete this bad boy, right? And I'll delete this bad boy too. So what I want to do now is like to just make this particular stuff pretty nice. Okay. One thing I really didn't show you is that we can actually set up the layout of this particular stuff. I really don't like seeing page discussion, like, or I can actually bring the page discussion down, right? We can still have, we can even choose to not even show, um, just bring down. I think that is chill for now, right? So we can apply that to like this our stuff. So we can still have, we can like add some other things here, but there's no need for doing that. Like it's still just we are going to do that in the project view. So now lead assessor system with make.com and Airtable, right? One thing I want to do is to add the image. I'll add the link. No, I might not add the link. I'll just add the image and the tools that I used, right? So Like I think I'll just use the same thing I did the other time. I'll use this bad boy here called file, and I'll just call it image. Right, that's like right, and so this is exactly what is going to display what we're going to see. So I want to also hide y empty, or always hide actually, right? So I want to add another property. So this property will be like tools, like I did, and it's going to be a multi-select. Let's look for something that looks like a tool, and let's call it tools, right? Now we can now add the tools. So I use make.com, and I use ChatGPT. I like calling it OpenAI's ChatGPT because it's actually different from the normal like ChatGPT that we use in the front end. It's just like the back end actually. So, but people don't actually know that like that's quite different. So I like to like make that clarification. So this is Airtable, and now these are like the tools I use for this particular project. I use any other thing. I think these are like tools. I really don't want to add any other things, so I can come over here and choose 1, 2, 3, right? I want it to be like on the top, right? Now I want to add, like I did the other time, I really don't want to show so I want to set up this particular stuff in a way that, yes, I want to turn off, actually I can actually turn off the page discussion. It's not needed actually, and I just want to the content, right? Full width, not really. Apply. So let's cook something very chill, right? So the next thing we want to do is, yeah, I told you that I want to actually switch it to a full page, right? Now, this is where I can, yeah, this is where I can display, I can do all the things I want to do, right? So here I want to embed the link, some links. So I'm going to just put /embed, right? And it's going to allow me to embed like the link for my YouTube. So I already copied the link for my lead assessor somewhere here. Where are you? So I have the lead assessor here. This is the make.com, the one for make.com. I just copy it and come over here and then just paste the bad boy. So like the reason why it's very good is because like it displays the thumbnail. Yeah, the thumbnail looks very nice. So like, so you know, human beings are actually visual. So when they are seeing this particular stuff, they can always still play it and then you show something like that. But there's another thing I did in this particular stuff, and that was like to add a about a project stuff. So what I did was I can add a line and then put something like another header, right, which is an heading one, and just put about project. I'm going to copy this particular stuff from the previous one because I really don't want to waste your time. So one thing I did was that I took my time to, there's a way you can like add emojis, like add logos into emojis, right? So if you come over here to space, you can see that I've added some couple of emojis right here. So what that's exactly all you need to do is just click on add, right? So you upload the image, make sure you have sized the image in a very, very good format, and then just upload the image, and then you can now use the image as an emoji. So I did that so that it can look pretty nice. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So when I have, so I included tools. So I did something like this. So I added make.com. So I can just put an emoji here, and then I'll put something like make.com, right? Make.com. So it looks pretty sleek. Like it's not so much of a change, but it's pretty nice actually. It's especially when a client is seeing that from like, no, I know, especially when most people are not really doing that. So you can also add something like I think that was like I used Airtable, so I use Airtable. I just use Airtable here. So next thing I did was I added ChatGPT. The same thing, emoji ChatGPT, where I just put chat, right? So I like the way I made it italic. Um, yes, still nice. It's part of some of the nice things I did. So I think I didn't completely make it italic here. So like as you can see now, I'll have to like copy some things about the project. I really don't want to waste time here. So I come over here, show you some things about so I now so I'll just copy this particular stuff here. And I'll do that for like all of the stuff so that I'll not waste time. We are still loading, that's why it's still showing some stuff, so I can just paste it back here. So you can see that, like I said, I want you to show edit fourth view full page. Yeah. So when it opens full page, right? So I think one thing that I've not done is that I've not added a particular, and that's exactly why I still we have not added an image to this particular stuff, right? So if I just come over here and I think I added an image for lead access. So let me see. Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, this is the lead accessor for Zapier. So this one's for me.com. So after I've done that, you can see that we have it now. So the same thing that we did the other time, come over here and it's not going to be looking nice as you can see. We are going to come over to the settings place and you come over to layout and then you say the card preview content. You want to view it in form of image, right? So it's going to display the image, right? So pretty nice, right? We're going to do the same for I think I have about 3 projects that I want to do the same thing for. I actually just going to copy and so I can just copy and paste these bad boys and just change some things about them. Let me delete this one. Let me just duplicate this bad boy. I'll just know that I'll change it to, so I'll just change this one. So I'll change it to Zapier. And I'll know that I will actually change. Okay. And I'll change this bad boy instead of make. I will also add Zapier. And I think I want to change Zapier to orange and make to purple, right? And I actually want to change this one to Zapier. Remove this bad boy. So I will change this one. I'm going to remove it. I will remove this particular one and then I'll add another file. I think I have the lead access so Zapier, yes. Now I've changed that. So I think I will have to remove the embedded one I had. So I'll have to like remove this embedded one, or I will completely replace it. Let me replace it with that of Zapier. I'll come over here and I'll replace, I'll just paste it. So I'll just replace it with something like this, that of Zapier. As you can see, it has replaced it with that. So the next thing I want to change is this also, change it to emoji from Zapier. Now just change this bad boy to Zapier also, right? Then I can, okay, I can make this italicized, right? So I will change some other things here around, okay, Zapier. Yeah, so I think I'll chill. So I've successfully done that. If I come back here, it's going to display like that of Zapier, right? Yeah. So the next thing I want to do is I think I have two more systems. One is CRM build and the other one is AI CV parser. So I will duplicate this particular step again. For this time, I'm going to call this AI CV parser. Hmm, right. I remember I used Zapier, I used OpenAI, I used Airtable. Yep. So these are like tools that I used for this particular system. I want to copy the link. I think I called it. Okay. Okay. I just come over here. Instead of just removing, I'll just replace it with the new link. So, yeah, I think this is it. Like I said, I just want to, or have to like copy some things I used there so that I'll not waste your time. I think this is it. I just want to copy some things that I used. This particular automated, I call it automated CV parser actually. Yeah, I think I remember I used Tally and I used Google Drive. Okay, so I'll just have to add all those ones. Tally and Google Drive. So if I come back here, so I will add. Yeah. So I think I wanted to add something like Tally, an emoji. Let's add Tally. Tally is a form builder. It's actually very nice. It's very nice. It's very easy to use, and like they don't like per month you can use unlimited number of. I don't think I still have my Google Drive here. Okay, I have Google Drive. You have unlimited number of submission, right? That's exactly why I like Tally, right? And it's pretty nice. Actually, it's very intuitive and easy to use, right? Let me just add some of it. So I think it's owned by Notion also, Tally, and Google Drive. So I think we have added. Let's just add one, two. So I've done that. I think I called it automated. Let's say automated CV parser or something like that. Automated CV parser, right? So we have this queue now. I think we are everything is already fetching out. As you can see, so we just have to change this bad boy here to the ones that we have, to the one we created for the stuff. I want to be sure that I have it. I think I have it. I want to be sure. Okay, that's it. Found you. So we have it already. So you can see it's like fleshing out already, and like see that we already have like stuff. So I have two more projects to add. Automated CV parser, right? The next one is, I think it's just one more I have to add actually, like, and that's like the CRM build. So I'll just call this bad boy CRM build. CRM build. And then the tools I used, I remember I used Notion. Notion. If you've not watched my video on CRM build, you can actually watch it. I showed how to like build a CRM that actually costs $0 per month, and actually it runs free. So if you're just starting out and you want to, as a freelancer, and you actually want a CRM to manage your clients, I think that's one of the things that you can use. So I don't need to have make.com here. I don't have make.com here. So I'll just add Notion and make.com. Those are like the two tools I used for it. So I'll just choose the file that I use for my CRM build. This is it. And then I can now embed my image for, like, I think I have it here. CRM build is here. Right. If I come over here, I think I have my CRM build. Paste here. So I think we have the CRM build here. So like I said, just add the stuff and then say about this project, move like another header. I'll just say about this project. Like I said, I'll have to still copy some of these things because I really don't want to like cook out these things with ChatGPT now because of time. Yeah, I think I'll just put CRM build with Notion, and okay. So just copy this bad boy, and then these are as a I think we'll come over here, paste it. Right. I think one thing that we want to add is the tools, right? Tools. And I remember that I added make.com. Make.com is one of the two I used, and make.com. And then I also added Notion. Notion is actually another tool I used there. Right. So let's make this italicized. Make this italicized also. So yeah, chill. So I think this is all for now. Our particular stuff is looking nice. So actually view it now, you see that we have this particular stuff. So like I said, the next thing I want to do is to, I always like adding a demarcation. Looks like we have finished this section. The next section, like I think I said I wanted to change this particular stuff with Notion and make.com. So I think the next thing I want to do is to add yeah, I want to add another header. That's like, this is where I'm going to have my two stack. So I'll just call it two stack or two stack. Two stack. So now this, the reason I did this in a very chill way because actually wanted it to be nice. What I did was, now I converted this entire guy into a, like, a 3 column stuff. Column 1, column 2, column 3. Column 1, column 2, column 3, right? So, and I added like about, I think about four tools there, right? So the first thing I added was, like I said, we're going to add emojis, right? My top Zapier, right? And then I'll add make.com make.com. That's like number 2. Now I can now add a table, right? A table, right? I'm going to add one more. Let me just add. See, I can add something like the other tools I have here. Let's add tally, right? So we're going to do the same here, right? And I'm not sure it's going to be 3 3. Well, let's make it just 3 3, like on each particular stuff, so that we can so we have emoji. So I can add my ChatGPT brothers here, and then I can add Gemini. I'm not adding any hierarchy. I'm just like adding it like as it's coming to me. So I want to add pipe drive. I didn't add this is like not my total tech stack, but I just want to like, but you can add all of your tech stack here, so that I have tally. Next thing I have is another emoji, right? So we have let's see, we can add we can add Slack, and same emoji. Can add Asana, like that will be like the last one I'm adding because of time, right? So this is like the entire stuff I did. Now I want to do, you can see that I've actually like done the entire stuff. You see that I made it in a 3 column stuff, so that it can really make sense, right? So like I said, I like adding boundaries. So after I've done this boundary, I think that's the last thing I added, this particular stuff, my tool stack. Next thing I want to do is to contact me, right? And I can just add the header like I did, contact me. Of course, if they are, no, I didn't, that was like a mistake. There's still one more stuff. I think it's pricing before contact me. Pricing. Because of time, I'll just have to like copy some of this, but I'll show you exactly how I did the first one, so that you can see how you can do that. So the one, I'll just call this pricing. Now what I did was that, like, I created the same thing. I created something of like I turned this guy into like 3 column also, turned it into 3 column, right? And for each column I turn each one into a call out, right? And each call out has their own. So I will just turn this one also into a call out, turn this one also into a call out, right? And then I gave each of these particular call outs colors. I think I give this one color, background is I think yellow, and then I give this one background is blue. I think it's blue, right? And I changed the emoji that I used here for, call this one starter, I call this one standard, and I call this premium. So I want to use an header 2 for this bad boy. Header 2, yep. So I call this starter, I call this header 2, or heading 2, just like going with header actually. call this standard, and I call this H2 premium. Now that was like all. The other thing I just did was this is exactly where I explained each of the stuff for this particular. I'll just have to get the content here. I really don't have the content. Yes, I'll just copy like I have. Oh, services. I think it's called services, not I'll just copy this bad boy. I think what I'll do is just to duplicate this step so that I can have access to it. I can just always switch between tabs. So this will be for the one I have done before. This will be the one that we are doing right now. And that will be like this. I think I've copied it already. So I'll just come over here and then I'll paste. Right? Now I also will come over here. I'll do that for this bad boy also. Copy. I will paste. Right? And I'll come over here to do that for this bad boy here. And then I will paste. I'll change this bad boy to services. Right? Right? Now I think below it is what I think I just left just one space and then I did the call out thing again, right? I just added one space and I did the call out thing again. So I turn it to a call out. Same color, right? Turn this one also, leave this space and turn this one also to a call out. And I did the same, leave the space, turn this one into a call out also. Right? So, and I'll just change the color to match like each call out from, I think I'll not add, I think I didn't add, okay, I just pricing and then I just use the emoji from the stuff and then I added pricing. That was like the H2. Added pricing and I wrote the pricing. That was like, this one was like $1,500 also. Can't quite catch it. Okay, $1,500. So this one will be standard, but I'm going to change the color of this one. So I think I use yellow as the background. And I changed, okay, I think I don't have to, like, I'll use the same header too. And I will change it to pricing. Same thing. This time I'll call this bad boy 2K, right? And then I want to change this one to premium. And I want to also change the call out color into a purple background. Turn this guy to an header 2 and I'll add pricing and I'll call this guy 5,000. So we're chill. So I want to see that it match. It looks like more of like a step. It's coincidental. I actually didn't plan. Actually, it was actually like it was intentional. So So it looks nice. I think one thing we're gonna do is just to add like same thing we always add is the demarcation, and then we can now change this one to like the header one, and this will definitely be contact us or contact me, right? Since it's like an individual portfolio, contact me. So this is exactly where I'm going to add buttons. So I'm going to just add about 3 or 4 buttons, like same way. So I'm going to add button. I will duplicate this button. Duplicate this button. Duplicate this button. So we have about 2 buttons, like 4 buttons. So we have to set up the buttons. Like the first button, I will add an emoji, and that will be like my Gmail, like I did another time. So it's like we look for the Gmail icon, and then we just put something like email. Like now, there's a unique link I used, right? I have it right here. So this is the link I use: http mail.google question mark blah blah blah, and then you add your email at the end, right? I'm showing this so that you can see. I'll drop it in the description, but you can look at it again. So this is like how I. So the reason why you're using this email is that like once you paste this email right in that particular portfolio here, I think this is the one we are designing, right? So we're going to put in form of an URL, right? So click this particular stuff, paste the link. So if you actually, oh shit, that was a mistake. New action is, so we're gonna paste this bad boy. Same mistake. Okay. So once you click on that particular link, it's like just do the same thing I said it was going to do in the beginning. That was like it's going to move you to that particular place where the client does not even have to like type your email. The person just has to like moves them to like if they are logged in on their like Chrome, just move them to their email, and then your email will already be in the to section. So they'll just send an email. So it just makes it easy for them to like email you. So the next one I want to add is my LinkedIn, right? I already have a LinkedIn icon here. So if I just add LinkedIn, I will call the title LinkedIn. And I'm just going to copy my LinkedIn URL, my LinkedIn profile stuff from this particular place here. I think this is not correct. I had to like change it, but for just reference sake, it's not correct actually. But I'll change it later. So I'll just paste this link here, click on it, then just paste this link here, click on it, and click on done, right? So next I want to do is to add my YouTube, right? My YouTube. So just call this bad boy YouTube, right? And then I will add the new actions that whenever they click it, should forward them to this particular URL. That will be my YouTube link, right? Just come over here and then paste it right there, right? And then I'll click on it, and voila, I've done for the last one. Actually, going to be my X account. So I'll just come over here, and then the emoji for X is already there, right? I'll just call this X in brackets. Some people still think it's Twitter, so let's just think it's very hard to actually take Twitter from people. So now I can just put the URL here, then I'll just get my link. That'll be UIB. Now I can always just go back, particular stuff, paste the link here, right? Do this, and then just click done. So here we are. We have actually built this particular stuff from top down. One thing you want to do is that if you see this page stuff that is showing, it's not actually going to show. We can actually make it much more by locking the page, right? But I want to make the text smaller and then lock the page. So if you lock the page, you will not see that particular stuff there again. As you can see, the add stuff is no longer there. So let me show you exactly. Let me scroll slowly so you can see exactly how the portfolio looks like from top to bottom. Like everything that we did. Look at this particular. and So they might. So this is exactly how they can't actually do anything about it, but they can play videos, right? They can see exactly how you did the project and some other things. So this is a much more intuitive portfolio that you can build with Notion. See you guys in the next video. Bye.